And here we go with another episode of Fourth and Fantasy. I am Honcho, and this is my guy.
Mr. Rocco, call me Rocco.
And we are here to bring you just some more of the good vibes. Today's been a good day. We've been heavily on the last 2 days on Blue Sky. If you haven't heard of Blue Sky yet, it is the brand new shiny social media on the block, and it's taking the streets by storm. They just hit 15 million followers today, and it's kind of crazy to see like the transition or the amount of ways of people moving from Twitter X, whatever you call it, to Blue Sky. How do you feel about Blue Sky, Rocco?
I love it. I've had more interactions in the last 3 or 4 days than I've had in the last 3 or 4 years on Twitter.
I swear. And big celebration. I know, well, I won't say big celebration, but it's a small win for us, and we like to celebrate those small wins over here. We hit 100 followers on Blue Sky today after 2 days. While on our Twitter X page, I think we're just at 36, and it's been well over a month of us going at it with this, I think. So hey, this is that's if once again appreciate everybody that's followed us, that's tuned in, that's tapping in with us. We hope to keep bringing the vibes, bringing you really good information on fantasy to hopefully get you to win your leagues. And yeah, that's what I have to say on Blue Sky. We're here to stay. And once again, once if Blue Sky ends up getting a live function, we will start streaming to there as well.
It's really nice to have real people and have real conversations. Nothing against any of those other sites, but I'm finding real people, having real conversations, and it's pretty cool to have a fantasy site that you can actually post to and get some interactions and not just rely on group chats. You can meet new people in the fantasy space
Oh
and
yeah.
talk about ideas and move the conversation forward. I love it.
And like you said, no bots. And number one thing, no porn. That's the guy we is we've done hit a wonderful time in this space of that we're in.
It's so funny. Like every time you get a notification on Twitter, you're like, "Ooh, did I get a new follower?" And it's some Eastern European lady that has zero post, and
You know,
it's definitely not a real person. I don't care how cool you think you are. It's not a real person. Trust me, bro.
it's not. No, it's her name is Scandinavia, whatever her name. It's always something crazy.
No, it's definitely a bunch of guys in a office at desk being paid to get your information. They're trying to get your social security number. So don't interact. Just delete.
But I have some more big news for you, and I know you were big. You're one of his truthers. You're one of his truthers. This is our next subject. Anthony Richardson is back starting for the Indianapolis Colts. That is, we kind of predicted this was going to happen. We saw it happen with Bryce Young. He was basically out. I mean, it kind of happened with Andy Dalton getting into a car accident. That's besides the point. But Anthony Richardson is back starting. How you feeling?
I feel great. I just acquired him for a single first, hopefully a mid first. So I'm actually loving life right now. That's the best news. I kind of figured it would happen considering Joe Flacco lost the last two games by 18 combined points and threw four interceptions and two lost fumbles. So, if you're trying to win, which was the company tagline, they sat Anthony Richardson because they're trying to win, and you have two of the worst losses you've had all season. Maybe give your highly drafted, most athletic quarterback of all time, 6'4" tank, 4 wheels. Give that man a shot and go win some games. If you actually look at it, every game that he started, the game was close. They either lost by about 3 points or they won the game. So yeah, I mean, yeah,
I
his
think
completion percentage is bad. We know that.
we could say I think it's a little bit more than bad. I think
It's
it's
all time
historic.
terrible.
Yeah,
But if it was me and I was a smart coach, I would be leaning into what should be our identity: Jonathan Taylor, Anthony Richardson, number one rushing attack in the league, and play action passes. I don't know. I know. I know Taylor was hurt for a little while, and I think that
that
caused
did. Yeah,
some of the some of the more pass heavy game scripts. But um, when you got Jonathan Taylor and Anthony Richardson in a great offensive line, that should be our identity. That's why these games are close. That's why these games are going to continue being close. So
I think
yeah.
that, yeah, honestly, well, you shouldn't with Anthony Richardson. There's no reason why he should be a 40, no, dropping back 40 times. That's not a winning formula with Anthony Richardson. That's not what you want him to be right now. That's not what he is right now. You want to maximize what he is, what he is capable of doing, which is using his legs. He's a big guy. He's
Mhm,
fast. He's strong. He knows how to, you want to look what not saying he's Lamar Jackson, but when it comes to his legs wise, he has that potential. Now, arm talent, nowhere close. No, well, okay, take that back. We all know he has a bazooka. We all know he has an arm strength, but can he stop the bonehead plays? How is he doing with his progressions? Is he actually seeing the field? You know,
mhm,
so and he has to be able to take the easier throws. We seen him make the all dropping 70-yard pass to Alec Pierce, but when it's the easy throw to make, he's not making them. So we'll see how him getting benched and seeing how Joe Flacco went about it for 2 games. Now,
mhm.
did the Colts look any better with Joe Flacco in there? Nah. So you going like you said, you're gonna toss your early first round at that quarterback back into that offense. And you're gonna try to make it work. Or somebody's getting fired. That's how that's gonna that's
So
lit
somebody's definitely getting fired. Yeah, I think when you got an alcoholic in the skybox making some of these decisions, sometimes they can listen to talk media and make irrational choices. But I think maybe this was a blessing in disguise. Maybe they did this on purpose, but maybe it was a blessing in disguise because, the two matchups they had, Minnesota, elite defense, and the Buffalo Bills, another good defense that can make things tough on a young quarterback. So they got they got Flacco in there. He took it on the chin, and now you come back and you play a Jets team, albeit they have a good pass rush, but their defense is pretty much falling apart ever since they let go of Salah. So this is a good opportunity, and I think I think that Anthony Richardson's not scared of a strong pass rush. He'll just drop, carry those guys. He might have to come out for a game. Don't say you have to come out because you carried a defensive lineman, but I think you know having Flacco back there with a strong pass rush coming at him, I think that was set up for disaster. So I think they did a good thing. They got their young guy back in, and ride with him, or like you said, fire everybody at the end of the season.
I really, really everything in my body was trying to fight, trying to say no Diddy when he said he took it on the chin. No kidding. I, I wanted to say no Diddy so bad.
Yeah, I think the Colts owner may have been to the Diddy party, but I can't confirm nor deny that.
So Rocco, I have a question for you. What are you expecting from Anthony Richardson we only have a handful of games left. What are you looking to see from Anthony Richardson for the remaining of the year?
Well, I can tell you what I'm not looking for is 30 passes a game. Not even 24 passes a game. I'm looking for 20 or under passes a game. Play action heavy. Get this man some easy targets early in the game, and lean heavily on your running game. It should be heavy RPO. Um, uh,
Yeah.
Basically heavy RPO, and I'm looking for Jonathan Taylor to regain um, his status as one of the top rushers in the league, and I'm looking for Anthony Richardson to put about 50 on the ground and about 150 in the air. His
I like
his
that.
his completion percentage will never be great, at least not now, not until he gets some of those. What I think it is, I think it's footwork issues.
Hmm.
A lot of times his footwork is crap.
Hmm.
Um, he has shown good footwork, but I find sometimes it looks like he kind of rushes things a little bit.
Yeah, he's not
Uh,
like disciplined in his footwork, right? So,
I
like,
think the game hasn't slowed down for him yet.
but he said it was easy though. He said it was easier than college Rocco. That's
I'm
his word.
not
I mean,
I'm not saying he's not immature. He's definitely immature, and he needs to sit down with life coach, a media coach, something along those lines, and learn how to talk to the media because at this point, everything he says, people are ready to jump on him and make a big case out of it. He says what's on his mind. He says he doesn't have a filter yet, and that's one of the bad things about sports is the media will take these non-filtered guys and force them to have a filter. One of the most filtered guys ever, not a football player, but Michael Jordan. All he ever gave was canned responses.
mhm.
Meanwhile, he's in the back, gambling and doing getting wild with it. But in media press conferences, you ain't getting nothing but canned answers. That's what we're going to get from Anthony Richardson pretty soon. We're not going to get any honesty out of him. Um,
I'm not,
but
and that's
yeah, but yeah, if it left to his own devices, he's going to say some crazy stuff, and it's going to give us stuff to talk about. So hopefully he does keep talking, but hopefully it doesn't cost him his job at the same time.
yeah, hopefully good things. I recently traded for Anthony Richardson, AR 5, and I need you to pan out for me, my boy. I traded away Jaden Daniels to be exact, but for a haul though. I got a haul from, but no, one
I
of
seen
the,
that.
you know what I'm saying. But like I said, Rocco is a big truther of Anthony Richardson, and the more I hear him talk about him, I was like, all right, I'll take a flyer in this league. I'll do that. So, you know, but we do have a game for y'all today. This or that. And the name of this game is basically kind of self-explanatory. We took a few rankings players on keep trade cut. And I'm gonna ask my man Rocco here, which one would he rather have? This or that? Let me go ahead and share my screen with y'all real quick. All right. Can you see my screen? Yes, you can. So let me hide that. Let me go ahead and hide that real quick.
We're still rough around the edges, but we getting this thing together. We
Oh
getting
yeah,
our reps in.
yeah. So I thought this was pretty fascinating. Only because once again I am a Dallas Cowboys fan, as you can see from my background, and I might be a little biased here, but and I kind of understand why the rankings are like this because of Dak's injury. But even so, I still wouldn't put Malik Neighbors over CD. But Rocco, would you rather have Malik Neighbors or CD Lamb? That man.
I tell you what, um, it's hard to pick over CD Lamb because he's done it. He's had the super elite season already. Malik Neighbors is a rookie. I think they both have the same issue this year, which is abhorrent quarterback play. Um, but if I was betting on this year, I think I would probably go with Neighbors because I'm a little bit more confident in their ability to get the ball out. They're going away from Daniel Jones. They're going to Drew Lock. It looks like
What was this?
mostly. Was that?
What was this? Was this news? I didn't mean I haven't. I've been busy today. Was this news that was put out? Is Drew Lock starting?
I haven't seen the official report, but there's been rumors for weeks now. It's an injury guarantee for Daniel Jones, which I don't think they want to pay out because he sucks and the
Yeah,
team is going nowhere. So I think they're going to bring in Drew Lock. He's going to start chucking the ball, and their schedule opens up big time after the bye, which is this week. They have Tampa Bay, your boys, Dallas Cowboys, New Orleans Saints, my boys, terrible defense. Baltimore, who can't stop anybody via the air.
yeah,
Atlanta, who scares nobody. The Colts, who scare nobody. And week 18, who cares? That's a season's already over for our fantasy people.
yeah. At that
Uh,
point,
so it's close for me. But if I was looking to go for a ship this year, um, that coin flip might land on Malik Neighbors.
just from a pure talent perspective, see your neighbors.
Mm, uh, I don't know. It's so close. Both of them are so talented. Um, Malik Neighbors is just like such a special athlete. Just some of the things I've seen him do in his rookie year. I mean, he especially considering his first few games in the league, he broke out harder, quicker than CD Lamb. Um, I think he's a little bit better athlete. CD
Yeah,
Lamb to me plays a little bit bigger,
yeah,
and he has a super valuable role, uh, sl- which he plays in a lot, the slot receiver for the Dallas Cowboys. He's the only game in town, which Malik Neighbors pretty much is. They got Wandale, but he's the stars and moons of that offense. Um, but I think I would say Neighbors is just like he's just a special athlete. So I would say he's a little bit better athletically, just in my opinion.
okay, I would agree with that take. CD, he's not the burner like Neighbors is.
But he
He's no,
can burn though.
he can. He has adequate speed, and I think he's 6'2". He's 200 pounds. Neighbors is basically 6 foot, 200 pounds, about the same
hmm
size.
hmm
Neighbors is that compact build. He'll, he's kind of I want to say he's a muscle guy. I guess, yeah, he's a big, him and I was surprised to see him and Jamar Chase kind of have the same, body type.
hmm
Jamar Chase is about 6 foot, 200 pounds. So, but I can never go over my boy CD. If you're ever in a dynasty league with me and I have anything in the range of the first 6 picks, 7 picks, just know I'm selecting CD Lamb. There's no other.
I seen it. I think I'm in like 5 or 6 leagues with you, and you were going for CD and Drake London. That's your guys. Every draft, CD in the first, Drake in the third or late second.
uh, before uh, Matt uh, Kirk Cousins signed with the Falcons and they got their head coach and whatnot, you could have got Drake London in the third. Then Drake London started going in the late second, and I'm like, I started throwing off the pattern a little bit. But no, I'm 100% taking CD here, just because once again we've seen him have that elite production, that elite year. I'm not saying Malik Neighbors can't have that because he doesn't have the quarterback to do it. Once he gets a serviceable,
hmm
even above average quarterback on his side, I think Neighbor is very capable of having a really good year. So, but yeah, I can't go over my boy CD though. Y'all wilding, y'all 100% wilding with these rankings. CD's definitely CD's definitely over neighbors. You know? Oh,
No, no, it's honestly a coin flip, and I don't think you can go wrong with either of them.
you're right, but you can. So let's. No, I'm just kidding. Now on to the next. This or that. Jaden Daniels or Jalen Hurts. Jaden Daniels being QB3, Jalen Hurts being QB4. Who would you rather have? This or
That's that's big time. That's a big time decision right there. Um, Jaden Daniels is a lot of people's 1.1 in Superflex, uh, startup drafts, going into 2025. We had a redraft because asshole commissioner left the league, and Jaden Daniels went over a lot of really, really good players. So right now, it looks like Jaden Daniels is most people's 1.1 in startups going into next year.
yeah,
But I don't know. Jalen Hurts has won me championships. That freaking tush push, that's the
yeah,
most unstoppable, whatever you want to call it, brotherly shove. It's damn
it's
near cheating, but
voodoo.
he's going to get like two of those tutties a game on the ground.
Yeah,
He's not the best passer, but he has great weapons on the outside. So, he's probably the most reliable of the Konami code quarterbacks that can pass and rush. Um, you know, uh, Obviously Jaden Daniels has unlimited upside, and he's shown it already. And he's the closest thing we've seen to Lamar Jackson. But Jalen Hurts is just a machine with the numbers, and he's he's just he's led me to championships before, so maybe I'm a little biased, but I think I'm gonna take Hurts right here.
okay. I know Jay gonna kill me for this one, but I'm gonna have to go with Jaden Daniels. Y'all, he's that new boy on the block. I just loved everything that I've seen from. I was a big fan him coming out of LSU, and I know that's
Hmm.
crazy coming from a Georgia fan, but I just love the way he played the game. I think I coming out of college, I don't think he got enough credit for the arm he had, and all he's shown in the NFL is to be efficient, a good ball distributor. He already has one of the most beautiful deep balls, I think. And once again,
Hmm.
O'Diddy, but he has he has
Giggity.
gig- he has one of the most like you know how Russell Wilson throws a deep ball.
Hmm.
Jaden Daniels is up there with me when how he just launches it to Terry McLaurin, So, and when it comes to actually using his legs, and I'm not talking about no punk ass tush push. Okay, this no, don't get me wrong. Jalen Hurts does run the ball. He will take off. He'll get those 25-yard, 15-yard gains, right? I just like the way Jaden Daniels goes about it. I just
Hmm.
like the way, he goes about it. But one thing I will give Jalen Hurts, even before coming into the league, you can always tell the kind of makeup somebody has. Jameis Winston's one of those people who like you'll run behind, you run through a wall for.
Hmm.
Jalen Hurts gives me those same type of vibes where players want to run through a wall for him because he's motivating, he's uplifting, he's if you know his story back from Alabama, getting benched and then still coming back and being what he is now,
Hmm. Two
that's
tags.
to a tags. So no,
And
I guess you could go either or, but me personally, I just like Jaden Daniels a little bit more here. But Jalen Hurts has won people leagues, so you can never go wrong with him.
and just kind of to finish up on that, I think in my heart that Jaden Daniels is a better real life quarterback. His completion percentage, I mean, he had completion percentages of like 90%, I think, against the Cincinnati Bengals.
Uh,
But when I say Jalen Hurts is a machine, let me tell you his last five finishes 21.9 fantasy points, 22.8, 35.1, 29.9, 30.7. He's a machine. He just puts up crooked numbers every week.
He do. He's locked in. And you know what? I also hate going against Jalen Hurts whenever I do have to face him because I'm one of the people. I know it. I have exactly one Jalen Hurts share in 42 leagues. One. And I didn't select him. I was at the water park with the fam
Hmm.
and I totally forgot we were drafting and it auto selected the first 7 rounds. And that's how I got Jalen Hurts.
eight eight touchdowns on the ground in the last 5 games. That's more than most running backs are going to score all year.
You never lied. But if somebody was pushing me from, and getting me into the end zone too, I think I'll have about. I'm a hater. Once again Cowboys versus Eagles hater. But I'll give Jalen Hurts his flowers. Good job to him so far what he's been doing in his career, and I hope he keeps at it. I have one more this or that for you, and this is one I think is pretty interesting just to see how you would go about it. But we have the 2025 early first,
Hmm.
and then the top backs that we have in basically fantasy, right? Would you rather have, and in this, and let's say in this example, that 2025 early first is the 101. Would you rather have the 101 or one of these backs here?
Um, well, I'll go by process of elimination. How I would look at this with all of these different options here.
Mhm.
101, Ashton Genty. If I can get him, I would, but not at the cost of these other guys I haven't seen in the NFL yet. What I see looks great, and I will have me some Ashton Genty. I actually do have one on a Debbie team, but I'm going to eliminate him. Devon A. Chain, too small, worries me. He's already been banged up several times in his career. Brees Hall, worried about the Jets. It's Jets. I've seen him win leagues, but he went from winning leagues last year to losing damn near every game for me this year.
Mm.
Saquon, it's hard to pick against Saquon, but he's going to get vultured at the goal line, and he is 27, so I'm going to take him out as well. Jameer Gibbs, he's close, but he also shares a backfield with a highly paid David Montgomery, who's a beast himself.
Mm.
That leaves Bijan Robinson is my guy. I think Tyler Algier is not going to take enough love from him. He was banged up a little bit, but now he's looking like a young, maybe not so young, maybe a couple years, maybe last year, quick Christian McCaffrey, but he's on an elite offense. He catches the ball, he scores touchdowns on the ground.
Mm.
Um, and his highlight package is just amazing. It's fun to have a guy like that on my team that can make guys miss in space at any given time and just post those gifs on the page
Oh
while
yeah.
talking shit to my opponent. So I
Mm.
I love me some Bijan. I don't have enough Bijan, but when I see it stacked up like that, it's a clear choice for me.
I know I'm gonna do the same thing you did. I'll do process of elimination. So since we're talking about the 101, which would be Genty at this point,
Hmm.
I'm 100% taking him over David A Chain. I'm a hater. I don't care what you say. I'm not. I do. I am not. Everyone loves to hail. He's this. Okay, don't get me wrong. Does he take things? He only needs 5 carries to get you basically 12, 15 points in your fantasy, whatever. But I'm not sipping the Kool-Aid. He's injury riddle. He's smaller, and I don't believe him as a dynasty asset or to be building around him. I think he'll look good for the first. And once again, I sound like a hater, and I hope for him a
You
very
need a
good.
You need to put up that Dave Chappelle hater ball.
It's not like a hater, yo, but I like smaller backs scare me. We seen them, especially he's a speed guy. So once they start getting hurt, he loses his explosiveness. He loses
Hmm.
that quick twitch. You know what makes him what he is. I'm scared to build around that. So I'm definitely taking the one on one over A Chain. I I could be talked into Brees Hall,
Hmm.
but just because when he has those big games, they're really big, and he kind of reminds me of Kamara when it comes to catching the ball out the backfield. But I'm still probably taking the one on one over him. Saquon, he's about to be 28. Ooh, that 30's creeping around the corner. Now he could be the one to, break the traditional mode of when running backs start to break down. But once again, I'm not sure if I want to build my dynasty around Barkley.
Hmm.
If I
Hmm.
have the chance at the one on one and a little bit more, and someone wants to come get Barkley, I'm selling him. I guess it depends. If I'm competing, keeping 100%. You're not getting rid of Barkley, right? Rebuilding, if someone comes talking that one on one, I'm probably doing that with a little bit of more sprinkled on top. I'll do that right now, 100%.
I can dig it.
One on one for Jameer Gibbs. Who man, I think Jameer Gibbs won me over this year. I can't lie. Even though he shares a backfield with David Montgomery, that boy just be taking that. I know he's an Alabama, you know, he's from Alabama. Fuck Alabama, go dogs. Anyway, and but man, what they like to say he want to be called? Sonic and Knuckles. That boy is definitely Sonic. He's fast as hell. He goes from 0 to 60 so quickly, and I love that home run threat. So, Genty or Jameer Gibbs, and David Montgomery gets hurt sometimes, as we've seen. So it just depends if Ashton Genty were to go to if he were to go to the Dallas Cowboys,
Hmm.
I'm taking Genty 100%. If if he were to go to like he said he could see himself playing with Kyler Murray. If he goes to the Arizona Cardinals, I'm gonna hurt myself. So I'm gonna no, I'm gonna take Jameer Gibbs if Genty ends up going to like the Cardinals, right? I don't see that
Hmm.
happening whatsoever. But if he went to the Cowboys, I'll take Genty.
How
Now,
would you how would you rank all of them if you can go from five?
ooh, I would go Bijan, uh, Bijan, Saquon, Jameer, Brees Hall, A Chain.
Genty's the wild card.
Oh, yeah, Genty's wild card because if he goes to the Cowboys, he can easily jump to number two for me. He could easily that's easily now. As a Cowboys fan, I don't want to draft Genty. There's so many other running backs in this draft. It's so deep. We have so many other problems other than running back. If we draft Genty once again, I'm going to hurt myself. It's we don't need we don't need to go that early for a running back. We can wait a little bit. I love me some Caleb Johnson. I love me some Damian Martinez. I love the Tennessee running back. I'm forget his name is slipping. Samson, I think. His name is
Sheldon Sampson,
yeah. I love his game. There's so many ways we can go. We don't need Genty in the
the
first.
Debbie Player of the Week.
Debbie Player of the Week. So no, that's how I would go. But once again, Bijan is top king. I think he's reminding people of why or who or why he's that man.
Hmm.
People were kind of downplaying him the you know, first
He
2 weeks, 3 weeks, and like where has Bijan been?
was banged
He's
up.
he's here now. He's here now. So let's keep it going. And that's has been this or that. That's actually fun. We should do this a lot more.
Yeah, it's a good little segment.
Yeah, it gets you thinking. All right. And we will transition to tomorrow's game. We have to go along with the discussion we were having earlier. Billy versus Washington. Jaden Daniels versus Jalen. Sorry, Jaden Daniels versus Jalen Hurts. Who do you
Jaden versus Jalen.
have? What did like I? Who do you have coming on top out of this game?
Um, I'm gonna go chalk with this one. I think the Commanders can beat anybody with Jaden Daniels back there. Um, but I think the Eagles' defense is starting to really ramp up in the last few games. Um, you know, I've seen them, limit Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Um, the Jaguars, they scored a few points, but I think a lot of that was garbage time. And unfortunately, we saw what happened with the Cowboys.
Mm,
That was Cooper Rush, so we can't really put too much on that one.
mm,
But the Eagles, sure,
mm,
yeah. But the Eagles, I just think the Eagles, they're playing good football right now. I think they can kind of um, limit what Washington does a little bit. They got really good safety play, so I think they'll shade over to McLaurin's side and try to slow him down a little bit. And they have a really good defensive line, so I think they'll be able to slow down the running backs. But you can never really count out Jaden Daniels because he's gonna make plays. They're
mm.
gonna score some points, but the Commanders have played better defense, but I don't think they're gonna be able to stop the Eagles' elite running game. And Lattimore may give AJ Brown a little bit of trouble, but that's gonna
Actually,
leave
he's out for the game.
Devontae. Who's that?
He's actually not playing.
Lattimore?
Yeah, he's not playing.
Oh yeah, yeah. Then the Eagles are gonna kill him. Then I didn't that completely missed that one. If Lattimore, yeah, I mean has sat out most of the last 3 seasons, so that's not a surprise. Thank you for all those picks for a guy that never plays. Love you, Lattimore. Um,
Can
but
you
for
tell?
those for
Can
those
y'all
for those
tell?
for those couple times a year you get into a fight with Mike Evans, that's the only time we see you out there.
You know,
So if
I'm actually gonna miss that rivalry between them, that little matchup. I'm a little sad that I'm not gonna see the sophisticuffs between them anymore.
Yeah, not twice a year, that's for sure. So if the Commanders play the Bucks anytime soon, load up Lattimore, and they're probably both getting ejected from the game. Yeah. With that being said, with Lattimore out, I don't see many paths for the Commanders to stop or slow down the Eagles enough to win. I'm just praying that it's a good game, and I hope that Jaden Daniels just keeps doing what he's doing and makes some special plays out there to keep them close. But I think the Eagles are going to win this one by 7+ points.
Okay, I'm gonna go the opposite direction. I think it's actually gonna be it might be a high scoring game. I know Brian Robinson is projected to be back. I
Hmm.
think that's one of the things that's been missing from the Commanders' offense
Very underrated.
the last couple of weeks. And then but one of the key players for the Eagles, I know I always forget how to pronounce his name, like Mailata, the left tackle that they have.
Mm.
He's coming back for the Eagles, so that's wonderful news for Saquon Barkley. But no, I think for Jaden Daniels is here to prove himself. This is another key game to show like I'm here.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
He's our basically running right now, our number one running to be the offensive rookie of the year. So what's going to happen? What they're going to need, their defense is going to need to one start Barkley first. AJ Brown's a little dinged up, banged up, but he's still AJ Brown at the end of the day, and you can still never forget about that boy Devontae Smith. I think he's still is showing what he's able to do. He's capable of, and then on top of that, if you look at how well Jalen Carter for the Eagles played last week against us, once again, it's the Dallas Cowboys. We're not that much of a challenge right now, but there was parts of the game that Jalen Carter was just wrecking stuff all over the
Hmm.
field. Like, so, if the key thing for the Commanders now would be to block that, don't that no, it's going to be trenches. They're going to need to block up front, get the running game going. I think you're going to see a lot of play action with them. Uh, I actually like what I saw from Austin Eckler last week. I think he
Hmm. Hmm.
got very much involved. Now, the Commanders need to find somebody. I know Zach Ertz is there outside of Terry McLaurin to produce. Dynami Brown and the brand with the alphabet name Zacharias, however you say his last name. He they
I'll let you. I'll let you handle that one.
Yeah, so when Terry when if Terry, and we very much haven't seen that much this year of Terry getting locked down. But if you're able to take Terry away from you, scary Terry, then this game can get out of hand, and Philadelphia could end up winning. But I would like to be the devil's advocate, and I will say Commanders end up taking this one. I hate to say it, god damn it. As a Cowboys fan, it's just eating me up to just say this stuff. But Jaden Daniels comes out with the win. The
Hmm.
Commanders improve. Dan Quinn gets himself another win. He should have been the Cowboys head coach, but I digress. And we go into, Commanders. I think Commanders win by 3 points. They'll win by a field goal.
It's a bold take.
But that is a wrap for today's pod. Thank you all for tuning in. Once again, it's always a pleasure. We love just coming out to y'all every night. Shoot, whether it's night or at 12 p.m. before kickoffs on Saturday. We're starting to get the hang of this. It's starting to feel natural, if you will. Once again, we are on Blue Sky. If you see at the bottom, follow us on Blue Sky. We're still on Twitter. We'll still be around, but we're going to be focusing heavily on Blue Sky going forward. Rocco, what do you have for the viewers?
Yeah, follow us at Blue Sky, man. It's an open frontier, and it's a very nice and friendly place. Enjoy football tomorrow, and we'll be back on Sunday at 11 o'clock
Rocco, my man. Hope,
Central.
hope you have a good night, my guy.
Absolutely, Huncho.